Shelby, you talked with the director of a major food bank right here in the Mid-State.
I did. I spoke to the executive director of the Well Outreach Food Pantry. She says for good reason, people are staying indoors, but because of that, they are not donating to the food pantry. And she says now they need supplies more than ever. The Well Outreach Food Pantry helps families in several communities across the Mid-State every day.
The Well is supported by our community. Everything we get comes in through donations, whether it's from businesses, individuals, churches.
Executive Director Shelley Sasson says a lot of those donations have stopped coming in because of the coronavirus outbreak.
So our numbers in the pantry as far as food is drastically reduced. And
then you add in the thousands of people that have lost jobs throughout the month of March. Many of these families are now going to the Well for help.
Just this last week, we had 40% of the numbers that came to the Well were all new guests to the Well.
They're asking for support from anyone who can donate.
We need canned meat meals, pasta, things for breakfast. We need meals that students can have at lunch that normally would have been being fed at the schools. Every day is a leap of faith here. We never know where our food is coming from, and we really would appreciate our community's support so that we can feed the hungry and help those in need.
The Well is open every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
I am out of work.
And you must know a lot of people who are out of work.
Yeah, everybody is out of work.
Like thousands of people in the restaurant and catering industries, Gabrielle Sharapa, a chef who owns Love Empanadas in Long Branch, found herself out of work when the coronavirus shutdown kicked in 2 weeks ago. So she did what comes natural. She started cooking. First, a pot of turkey soup, which she offered up on a local Facebook group for free to whoever needed a meal. It went fast, so she cooked some more.
A lot of people responded.
Some responded looking for a meal, but just as many looking to help.
Like people dropping off bags of flour on my porch. Yeah, I have a freezer full of meat that's been donated. People have donated bags of rice, dried beans.
One volunteer set up a GoFundMe page for her efforts, the goal of raising $200. 2 weeks later, the Gabriella's Kitchen fundraiser is past $600 raised. 2 weeks into the shutdown, Sharapa is baking 20 loaves of bread a week for a local food pantry and preparing about 3 dozen home-cooked meals 3 times a week for anonymous families who come pick them up from this table in her front yard or have them delivered by another volunteer.
I haven't met a single person. I haven't come in contact with a single person. The only thing I know is what we've spoken through Facebook.
Today's the first of the month. Rent and mortgages are due for most families. The economic crunch is likely to worsen.
No, it's just the surface that we're scratching right now.
So Sharapa plans to do what she knows best, keep on cooking.
But it's the only thing I can do. Like, what are we supposed to do? You know? This whole situation is really, I feel like it really shows you how powerless we are when it comes to like the world and Mother Nature. But you know, I think as humans this is what we need. We need to connect, and like that's all we have, right? And that's all I have. That's all I have is I have the ability to cook, and now I have people that want to help, and that's all I can do.
It started with just 1 cup of coffee, and it turned into thousands.
My daughter is a nurse out in North Platte, Nebraska.
Bill Black wanted to do something special for his daughter.
She's really stressed out, and I thought, you know, what a neat way to be able to be a blessing to her is to send her a cup of coffee.
An idea began brewing for Black. How could he help medical professionals like his daughter stay focused and fueled? He contacted Scooters.
How big could something like that get?
The Metro-based company donated more than 40,000 cans of cold brew coffee, delivering them to hospitals across Nebraska.
That's 24,000 gallons of coffee being donated.
How many do we have on there?
Suzanne Watson is the emergency department manager at Nebraska Medicine. She says the support is overwhelming.
It has been heartwarming, and staff have been incredibly grateful.
She says every day in this pandemic brings something different.
We have to be very resilient and very flexible.
Black says every little bit helps those fighting to keep our community healthy.
And they're just like our frontline troops. They're out there working every day. They're stressed out. They're tired. They have no idea what's going to happen. and they've got to make life and death decisions.
Scooters made deliveries from Omaha all the way to North Platte.
He's stacked, but the cooks at Bacon are still churning out hundreds of meals that owner Jim Angelis delivers to Kaiser Medical Center and UCSF Parnassus.
Yay! All right. We're rallying.
Jim set up online ordering so customers can still buy a breakfast sandwich or fresh squeezed OJ to donate to the front line. He's fulfilled 1,400 meal orders in the past week or so.
This is amazing to keep a little business that might otherwise have to shutter. To keep, 3 guys who have been working with me for over 6 years, they have families, they have rent, they have, their responsibilities.
Today, Jim made his first delivery to Oasis Inn near the Tenderloin.
Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful.
Lisa Saragusa is grateful for the food and another community fundraising effort that got her out of a homeless shelter and into a private room at Oasis, where she's less exposed to coronavirus.
Being here is helping save my life, and I'm so thankful.
We privately fundraise, so we're up at almost $100,000 now. Those funds are being exclusively used for hotel rooms.
San Francisco Supervisor Dean Preston didn't want to wait for the city to start isolating homeless people in hotels, so he helped start a GoFundMe and rented 25 rooms at Oasis, where 39 homeless people are now living.
The city needs to run a program like what we did here.
Along with reducing transmission risks, the deal also means the motel owner can stay open and keep 7 of his employees on the payroll.
We have a lot of people who have been working with me for the last 20 years, so at least this kind of keeps it going.
It feels good that everybody is, able to benefit from this. It's a win-win.
And Jim will keep the bacon sizzling as long as the orders keep coming.
She's an outspoken 9-year-old who loves to perform, but right now she's using that energy to make her neighbors smile with her words.
A small paint shop set up at home. Brooklyn Frederick never saw the day coming where she would be painting over 200 rocks for her neighborhood.
Well, my mom and I was outside painting rocks, and people were walking by saying, "Were you the little girl who paints the rocks?" And I was saying yes, and they were like, "Well, that makes my day every day when I see them."
They're called kindness rocks. Brooklyn paints them and writes different messages for people to be inspired by. She started doing this when the coronavirus hit close to home.
Some say believe, they say don't stress, or they say be happy, don't worry, love, say stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we made one funny one that said, for the coronavirus, share toilet paper.
At just 9 years old, Brooklyn has noticed how much the pandemic is affecting people's mood. She says she hopes other people will join in to help paint more kindness rocks.
I don't know if you can see this, but they've been dropping off paint and rocks almost every day at our front door, contributing to her little rock collection here.
And if you decide to paint a rock yourself, she's asking that you use the hashtag #VermillionRocks on the back of the rock and post a picture of it to Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, whatever you like. Also, Brooklyn has been invited by the commissioners to paint rocks along the greenways in Huntersville.
Candace Berger. I'm a cosplayer. I'm turning my cosplay talents into something a little different recently. With the coronavirus thing going on, there's been a well-known shortage of N95 masks for healthcare folks. And so what they have requested of any sewer is that we make masks that they can put over their other filters to help prolong the filter life, since they're being given a very limited supply. As you can see, I have a bunch of finished ones here, but I'll show you kind of the process. The way that I make mine is that they have filter pockets, so not only can you put it over a filter, but you can also insert a filter if you need to. You can pull the filter back out then so that you can launder the mask and reuse it indefinitely, really, just as long as the cloth lasts. So 2 panels together, clip and turn it inside out so you have your nicer mask that you would normally think of. I like to make sure to clip all the extra strings. After that, go over, press it flat. This one's already pretty flat, so I don't need to do too much to it. It also helps to sanitize it if you get to put it under really high heat like that. So you have your mask, but the one thing that's still missing are the elastic bands that you would find. There's a few different styles you can do. You can have it where it goes the entire way around your neck and your head.
to hold it, or the preferable way for most people is to have 2 ties that go around the ears. So I cut 9 inches of elastic, 1 for each ear. I have this, I don't even know what you would call it, but it laces things through channels. I use that to lace through one of the channels with the elastic. Pull it tight, tie, so what they can do is untie it to adjust if they have smaller face, or if they have a beard, you can make it bigger or smaller. But that would be what goes around your ears then. And then you have face mask. And that's about it. Do that over and over again, hundreds of times, and you've done something to give back to the community and help out the healthcare facilities that need them.
First responders are always answering the call for help, but today the roles reversed.
It was overwhelming anytime something like this happens, when people think and consider, hey, you didn't forget about us.
Former city administrators and friends showed their appreciation for the people on the front lines by providing nearly 2,000 lunches for law enforcement, fire, sanitation, fleet, and local hospital workers. An act of kindness that goes a long way.
They're all looking forward to it, and they just appreciate someone taking care of them while they're out there taking care of everybody else.
The Central Alabama Community Foundation facilitated the purchase, and EMA distributed the meals.
These people are doing their hardest work, and they're trying to make sure that our city remains that normal to a lot of people. Our sanitation's still going, our fleet vehicles, our streets still have to be fixed, and our police and fire, they're still working. From the county sheriff, everybody was taken care of today.
The meals not only filled a void for first responders, but also local businesses who were taking a hard financial hit.
At least it'll be a reminder that we are, as we have always said, we're in this together. But bad as this is, it brings us together and teaches us a good lesson about humankind.
Serving those who serve our community, regardless of the circumstance.